As we look at my car, well, by the way, welcome back to the channel. I just want to jump into something. As we look at my car and I do a little walk around with it and stuff like that, how did y'all feel about SEMA this week? Well, SEMA wasn't this weekend. How did y'all feel about SEMA the last few weeks, man? Um, I'm gonna give my 2 cents about SEMA, just my opinion. All right. Um, I'm starting to not like it. I am. I'm starting to not like SEMA, and my reasons may not be your reasons, but I also feel like when I give my reasons, I think I'm going to get a lot of people that will agree. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be my junk garage, and I have a lot of car stuff in here that I need to let go. And then in here, it's like nice and clean. It's our gym. So, um, plus we're taking stuff out and putting stuff in, and so once this car gets fixed up, we'll have this all cleaned up and stuff. But so I apologize about that. SEMA. Um, I will tell you, man, I'm starting to not like SEMA, and I'm gonna explain why. They have like Battle of the Builders. They have like, most improved and the best of show and the this and that. And the reason why I'm starting to not like SEMA, to be honest with you, when I say this, you're gonna probably agree once I say it. I don't like the fact that none of the cars run. And the outdoors cars, they all run, but the indoor cars don't run. And the trending theme that I kept hearing when they were like introducing the cars, and they were like, this is my car, it does this, and it has 1,000 horsepower, and this is my car, and it has 2,000 horsepower, and this car has 3,000 horsepower, and this car has. So they were throwing out all these horsepowers, and then the next thing they would say after the horsepowers, they were like, hey, so does it run? And you drove it here? Oh, no, it doesn't drive. And I'm like, so how do you have a best of show, a best of this, and a best of that with the car that can't even, like, they can't even turn the car over because they can't drive the car. And the second thing I really hate about this is that they'll like go into talking about like how what they plan on doing with the car, and they're like, oh, I plan on racing it, or I plan on dragging it, or I plan on um, tracking it, I plan on doing burnouts, and then they say all of that, and then you'll get into so SEMA happened 2 weeks ago, so then you get into like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, 5 months, 6 months, and that same car is basically no longer running. I mean, like they're not even like using the car. Some of them it'll be used like 2 years from now, but the rest won't be used 2 years from now, and that's like one of the biggest issues that I have. And then the last issue that I have is what the hell is going on with like all of the tube chassis, man? Like it's all these chassis, and they're like showing the work of the chassis and stuff like that, and it's just all these goddamn tubes. It's just tubes after tube. There was a truck, and I'm sure everybody's seen it on video. There's a freaking truck that they had built, and it had 13 turbos on it, man. And I'm just like, then they had like I want to say like a monster truck, and I guess it was a monster truck, and they had all these goddamn pipes and tubes. And so I get it, man. Like that is what SEMA is all about. But man, you kind of go into overkill with like all of the tube framing and the tube and the tube, and it's tube after tube after tube. And you know, like for me being a car guy, the first thing I want to hear is like, are you gonna drive it? And then when are you gonna drive it? What are you gonna do? And when you hear over and over again, it doesn't cut on, it doesn't run, we haven't tested it, doesn't work, because I get it. Like a lot of these cars don't work because it was crunch time. And I totally understand that. But what I don't understand is that you have a car that is winning best of this and best of that, and it can't drive. You can't drive it out of the dang on. They're basically bringing a trailer in. They roll it out of the trailer, and then at the end of the week or so, they roll it back into the trailer. They drive it home, and they probably don't want to fool with it anymore because they've been working on it for like a year or 6 months to a year. And so then after that, it goes unnoticed, and then they go on to work on, like, I guess, customer cars, or go on to work on other cars. And so my thing is, I plead to SEMA that if you're going to have judging on best of car, best of show, and all of this stuff, I I beg you to at least have the cars running. The cars need to be running or semi-running. You can't tell me that an engine has 3,000 horsepower, but the car hasn't been put on a dyno because it doesn't work. So what do you mean? I hear all these numbers flying out about a car that has 3,400 and something horsepower, and then when you ask them, "Oh, okay, so you drove up here? Oh no, it doesn't run." Well, where did that freaking number come from then? How do you know? How do you know that? You just put it together. So where are these numbers? You're giving a number that's what the engine says it has, and then you freaking, what they do is they take pictures and videos and all this stuff, and they're just throwing out freaking numbers, and then you don't even know if the car works. You don't even know if the car works. You know, you've never dynoed it. You never put it on the street. So you're basically giving a number that they gave the engine when they sold it. Because I can do that. This is a 302 engine out of an 84 Mustang. I would tell you right now that this car probably has 150 horsepower as it sits right now. But if you look it up, it'll say, "Oh, that this engine can create up to 300 horsepower." So I could easily say, "Hey, my car is 300 horsepower." You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never drove it. And so that's my thing about SEMA, man. I love SEMA. I like seeing the new builds, but what I just kept seeing was a lot of builders saying, "This is my car, and this is what it does, and it does this, and it does that, and it does this, and there's all this great upholstery, and there's all this great stuff, and all these good things on the car." And then at the end of the interview, the guy is like, "Oh, so you drove it?" "Oh, it doesn't drive. We haven't drove it yet. We haven't tested it yet. We rolled it in. We haven't cranked it." Well, what the hell are you talking about then? So basically what you're doing is what any average person does, is that you built a car, you built it, and then you put all this pretty stuff on there. That's it. That's what you did. A kid can do that. A kid could do that. So you put all this pretty stuff on it. You put a vinyl top. You put all the most expensive leather and stuff and all that stuff on there. You put the most expensive engine known to man in there. You put 2 turbos and a bunch of pipes in there, and then that was it. But you can't even drive it down the street because you don't even know if it's gonna work, because it might blow up. So anyways, that's my rant about SEMA. I do like SEMA. I plan to go. And I know that it's fun and it's glamorous and everyone enjoys it. I just don't get, after, let's see, when did I get in a car scene? I was in it as a teenager, then I got out of it because I was serving in the military, and then I got back in it around 2016 or so. 2015. No, 16. I got back in it around 2016, and SEMA's been the same. If anything, it's gotten worse because the cars are ridiculous now, back to then what they were back then. So y'all let me know what you think down below. If this is on, freaking TikTok or whatever, I don't know where I'm gonna post it. Peace.